If you would be so kind, share with us, or share with me,
Yeah.
what the issue was,
Mm-hmm.
and for lack of a better way of asking, why was it that you had chosen to put off treatment for as long as you did? Just tell us about that story, like,
Right.
yeah, what the issue was.
Ultimately, the issue was an impacted, infected wisdom tooth. And the reason why I had put off having that tooth removed is I've been in the dental field for over 10 years. In each office, the general dentist and the oral surgeons, whether they were part of the corporate or private, looked at my pano and was like, no way, don't take it out, don't touch it. It is, involved with your nerve, and you'll have, repercussions will happen, not great ones. Ultimately, wait for the tooth in front of it to go bad and remove that tooth, and the pocket behind it will heal and you'll be just fine.
Your wisdom tooth
Yeah.
was sideways,
Uh-huh.
and I think of it as a car crash. It was kind of car crashing into the back
Yeah.
of that lower right second molar. So,
Right.
like, when did you start noticing things feeling different, and what were those? And tell me about that.
Yeah. I think one of the first, symptom or shift in my body that I noticed was food sensitivities. And I did a blood panel, and my sensitivities for multiple things were not in a high range. They were in more of like, everybody has these sensitivities due to how our food is manufactured, but you're not at an allergic range, and you're not at a range where it would be causing these symptoms. Which, for me, I was like, but it does cause these symptoms. Like, I eat this and this happens to my body. So how are you telling me that that's not it? But then it got to the point where every time I would eat something, my stomach would bloat, I would get hives, brain fog, it just all the symptoms that go with food sensitivity would happen shortly after. So I correlated that as my body's not tolerating these things.
Okay.
So eliminate them.
Where did it go from there?
I noticed I would try to swallow things, and it would get stuck. Not stuck like you could swallow it and it would go, like it would get stuck where the first few times it created panic, like I couldn't breathe, like I was choking. And then after that first few times and kind of realizing it was going to be a thing, that kind of progressed into the last few months. I was starting to notice I was having heart palpitations, chest pains, almost like if you had way too much caffeine, but I didn't have a lot of caffeine. I just was having these chest pains. That quickly evolved into I couldn't really swallow water. Like everything that I was eating and drinking would feel like it would get stuck, or it would create this really bad pain, like from here to here, would just hurt really, really bad. Throughout the week, my symptoms got more and more severe. I wasn't sleeping, I wasn't eating, all those things that happen when you're feeling that way, extreme fatigue. I was emotional because I was in pain, but not really being heard by the doctors that I was speaking with. You had looked at my radiograph and had said, you need to take that tooth out. Like that, it's that lower right tooth, it needs to go.
So then share how it went from there.
So the tooth came out. After the tooth was out, I was like, see you guys tomorrow. Like I felt great. My body felt great. The symptoms that I was having, they were gone. And I was looking forward to just healing from there on. Healing after, for the most part, I can swallow, I can eat. I'm not having the chest pains at all. Like that's something that's completely gone whatsoever. My only residual discomfort or symptom, I would say, is a feeling that I have. It's about right here. Working with you and my acupuncturist, the suggestion or the hypothesis is that the infection that was laying on the nerve created not nerve damage but stress, and that my nerve is still healing, and what I'm feeling is kind of the firing of like the nerve healing. So the only symptom I have left is a symptom from healing after having it removed.
Anything else you'd like to close your story with?
Sometimes you have to just put faith in your body and listen to what it's saying and and help it heal. You know, like looking at the big picture, looking at what is all connected. And so if you're having symptoms, like for me, it was my heart and esophagus, but I don't have like heartburn or acid reflux, what more could that be? So looking a bit further than just what's right in front of you would be one of the biggest thing I think to leave everybody with is our bodies aren't black and white, but they'll definitely talk to you and tell you what's wrong if you listen.